Okay, whoa, hey, now this is something I made too. I was gonna do a video on this, but I figured since you're here, this is my other Scarecrow. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm not a psycho. I swear. The old fencer helmet. It doesn't even fit my big ass head anymore. My head got bigger as I got smarter, right? Because I was reading a lot more later in life. But I sort of made this out of a pretty one of these mossy oak sweatshirts, lacrosse glove that used to be used for stick fighting. Of course, this door thing, that you hang, the coat thing you put in the doorway that you hang your coats from. So I hooked the back of this, which usually goes in the back of your head. I hooked that there. It actually gives it like kind of, it's not immovable. It moves like some asshole's head, right? The bungee cords leaves this out because this is a target also, not just hitting the head. This is a huge target. If anything, this is probably a better target for a number of reasons. And then it's duct tape to like, so I mean you probably don't even really need this. I guess to just have a connection here, but this is I guess my weapon Scarecrow. So what do you think?
I like it. So what happened when you first started knife fighting with us down in Bowling? What happened a lot?
Your hand gets hit
That
a million
happens
times.
to everybody.
Right. Stick fighting and knife fight, your hand gets hit a million times.
Okay, so it's a snap cut.
Right.
And a lot of FMA people do not have a snap cut. And
Really?
what they do it with, because they practice feeder drills and there's a lot more tactile stuff going on. But the snap cut is you're moving your hand before you're moving your elbow.
Right.
Okay. All right. So you're not pushing it out, and you're moving the weapon before you're moving the hand. So I'm starting to come out here, and then once I think I've got it,
Right.
I'm squeezing these. It's just like a stick stroke. So this is a chop. Okay.
That Marine Corps guy had that snap cut. I remember that was a big thing.
Okay.
Nice.
So once he starts pulling his hand back,
Right.
Okay, then you just redondo.
Right.
and
Redondo.
go up there.
You can hit the hand, you can hit the head. If you can hit the hand, you can
But
hit
this-
the head.
This snap cut is really nasty. If you got any size of knife, and, this is really just the size of a butcher knife. So your one cut and leave option against an armed opponent is to hit his weapon hand with something that's not. If you just cut him and he's bleeding, he's not going to know. Okay, if it's dark out or whatever, there's probably not going to be any pain signature unless the temperature is such that he can feel his blood because it's warm on the outside,
Right.
or if the steel is really cold. Most of the time, people don't know when they get cut. If you put a bunch of cuts on his hand to disable him, then that's going to look like defensive wounds, like you were the attacker.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need something that's just going to like send a couple of fingers across the sidewalk.
Oh God.
Okay, so you need to get rid of some bone.
Right. So
to do
now, how about this now? Okay, mind you, there is a light above your head, so be careful. Don't smash the tape.
I'm not gonna do this hard, but you're keeping your hand back under your shoulder, and guys that are really good technical stick fighters, if you leave your hand out there, you're gonna get hit with that all day long.
Like me.
I prefer this because it gets the thumb,
Okay.
and you're trying to keep the stick out there, not the hand, and you're trying to never keep the hand. You don't strike from this spot twice. Your hand's set. If you strike from here twice, your hand's set. And if you leave your stick out there, your stick gets grabbed. So you're going to miss most of them. And then every once in a while, you're going to get one. And you want to cycle your hand all the way back to the other side of your body and to the outside of your body like that.
See, right. If you can hit the hand, you can hit the head. That's the old adage.
Okay, so that's a good exercise to do, for that little microcosm of a stick fight.
Yeah, because I'm starting to see the utility. I mean, shadow boxing. I'm not changing my mind on that, but I do see that just practicing techniques over and over and over, which is almost similar to how the Asians do it. I see the utility of it more and more. So.
This is dull machete cuts right here. I used this pair of gloves to fight Robert Geyer, and he broke this finger. Right up in here, it went through. Okay, he broke the finger like right there. Okay, so yeah, he was a beast. Okay, but these things are pretty handy, and actually putting electrical tape on these gloves made them twice as effective. Instead of absorbing the stick blow it and make it bounce, we found out the same thing with the leather. Leather makes stuff bounce off of you.
Yeah. So there you go. So now you can make. I mean, instead of obviously a fencing helmet, it's sort of a niche item, I'd say. You could probably put something else. I mean, if you use your imagination, instead of having in the fencing helmet there, you could probably have something else there that is maybe
I would stuff it
stuff it. Okay.
just to keep it from warping too much, and it'll act more like a head if you stuff it.
Okay. All right. You know, and like I said, if you put it that way with the thing behind it, it does move a little bit. You know,
Yeah,
so
an
it's
old
more
pair
realistic.
Old pair of blue jeans or something.
Now, let's say you didn't have a fencing helmet. What can you think of using as an alternative? Just that's I'm thinking more as like someone making stuff.
A ball, but I would use a basketball, but you would just have to find a way to secure it on both ends. Maybe there's some type of kickball that's on a string that's got that's got hoops on it,
All right.
so it wouldn't bounce all over the place. I mean, if you're in an apartment like this, you can't have it bouncing everywhere.
Yeah.
You could take a ball like that and you could deflate it and then stuff it.
Maybe you could. I don't know. Maybe this is not the place to think spontaneously. What if there's something you could wrap, like a blanket or something? You could wrap it up and put tape around it, so it sort of would be like a head. But anyway, it's just something to start with. It's just that's the setup for the
I'd get a basketball or soccer ball, cut it, and stuff it.
basketball American.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? All right then. So this is the weapon dummy. Look at my old vid. Look at the vid I did where I did the doorway dummy.
If you had a 4x4 and you could mount a stuffed basketball on the top as a head, that would be really cool.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah. All right. So this is like I said, Common Man, or let's say Bidenomics, budget training item.
I had a crucifix training post in my apartment.
I remember that.
AJ.
I think we made one of those.
Right. So it was 4 6 foot tall. They weren't curtain rods. They were like clothes hanging rods.
Okay.
Okay. That were taped together, and then I roped them. And then I took 2 of these up here where the shoulders would be, and I roped them to it to make like a crucifix out of it. One on this side.
I remember that.
And one on that side. And then I roped them so that you couldn't break them.
Nice.
And the top was empty. I kept one of my gladiatorial helmets on the top, but I would put my training helmet on top for it to dry out, and the gloves, these gloves, I would always keep on there. I trained with these for like 10 years.
Nice.
Okay,
All right.
so they would dry on the edge there, and you could really just take some like old kids' boxing gloves and tape them, tie them right to the end of this stick if you really wanted to practice hand shots, because you could actually move this thing around. I mounted it in a 5-gallon bucket that I put inside of a milk crate and tied the whole thing together.
And
so
you could
pick
move
it up
around.
and carry it.
Obviously.
And if you check it, you could actually turn it around,
Yeah.
and you could practice the headshots. And it would be really cool to put a basketball on top of that.
Basketball.
That would be really cool. Might make one of those for Electric Dan's grandson next
All right,
time.
cool. Yeah,
We're
obviously,
out there, 'cause we did snake.
that would be ideal, but also, like I said, you can't really. The problem with the other dummy and stuff is you're not really your footwork is you're not really, you're kind of just straight ahead. You're not really trying to do the number one thing, which is to get behind whoever you're fighting, to get out of their way and get behind them.
If you had an 8 by 10 foot room and you put the crucifix training post in the middle of it,
Yeah.
you could do all the stick work
All
you
right,
need to
cool.
do.
All right, so there we go. So more weird stuff. It's not weird, man. Get ready. It's coming. So what's coming? I won't tell you. All right. Later.